If you're watching, be sure to comment so I know who's here. I will give a card away today. Oh, I can show you. So the Wednesday night Facebook Live, I featured the Arrange a Wreath stamp set, which is really pretty, and I showcased it in embossed gold on very vanilla with real red accents. So, and then from there, we took that ordinary card and we made two different fun fold cards. Here's a split panel card. This seemed to be the favorite that night. And then we also made another fun fold card, again, using all the same pieces, all the same supplies, cutting dimensions. And there's the second one. And this one's kind of unique because it has the embossed cardstock on the inside of the card. So you get a peek of it here, and then you see it on the inside. So if you haven't seen that, be sure to check that out from Wednesday evening. It will be posted to my stampinpiece.com blog sometime over the next few days. So anyways, today I want to show you something that I learned at On Stage at Home last week. I always find these events to be very just very uplifting and motivating and inspirational. And the one thing that really caught my attention, of course there were so many things, so it's so hard to narrow it down to a favorite, though, was this twist on a shaker card using our clear envelopes that Stampin' Up! Sells. Many of you might be aware of our clear envelopes because when I make my cards, I put that and the paper envelope into the clear envelope, and that keeps them nice and clean until I'm ready to use them, or if I'm selling them, protects those. But here's a new way to use those to create what I'm calling the Rosemary Gonzalez version of a shaker card. It's really fun. I'll be featuring the Happiest of Birthdays stamp set. That's in our annual catalog. And I'll also be featuring the, I have to think of what it's called, Artistry Blooms Designer Series paper. And it's just got some fun, bright colors and patterns in there. To me, it just kind of screams celebrate. So I'll be featuring that Designer Series paper as well. Thank you, ladies, for sharing. I appreciate that so much. And on this first card, and I'll tell you about these a little bit, and then I'm just going to jump right in and show you how to make them. They're really quite easy. On the first card, I actually stamped my sentiment directly on my Designer Series paper, and that is on the inside of my shaker card. And then I put the balloons and the strings up on front on dimensionals. Here's another angle of it. And there's my inside, just a fun little way to decorate the inside for a celebration. And then this is the second card. And on this second card, I stamped the sentiment on a banner and put it on the outside, on the front of the card. And then I used my whale builder punch and punched some of these whales directly from the Designer Series paper. So I think it goes nicely with the Artistry Blooms paper I chose for this card. And here's the inside of that one. So let me show you now how to make these variations on a shaker card. So this card is standard size, 5.5 by 4 1/4. Don't let me forget, I have an announcement at the end too, which you may or may not be aware of. But 5.5 by 8.5, I scored it 4 1/4 on the long side, fold in half and give it a nice crease with your bone folder. Then I have a piece of Designer Series paper This measures 5 1/4 by 4 inches. And I'm going to slip it inside this clear envelope. Now when you put it on inside the envelope, put it in such a way that when you close the flap will be on the back side. Okay, and I'm not going to stamp on this designer series paper. It's plenty busy as it is. But before I seal this, and I want this designer series paper to be all the way in to the fold and then right at the bottom. And I'm just going to hold that in place like that. And then I'm going to, and you might want a little spoon or something, baby spoon, or I don't know, a little ice cream tasting spoon, anything like that, because the sequins does get very staticky, and as you can see, it easily clings to me. But I'm going to throw in some of the gold and silver and white along with the orange and yellow and browns. This package of, and I've used this quite a bit, I made a lot of Halloween cards. That's why I'm down to that last bit of the orange mix. But I have used all of it. The sequins for everything is $12, and you get all 4 colors, and you do get much more than what you're seeing right now. Like I said, I've used a lot of this already, but a little goes a long way in making your shaker cards. You don't need a ton of it. So once you have it like that, again, I'm keeping that, holding this so that the designer series paper stays all the way to the fold and to the bottom edge here. Now I'm going to flip it over, remove the adhesive backing, and you want to pull this all the way over so that the fold of your envelope meets the edge of your designer series paper here. Now we do want to fold down the rest so that we don't have excess envelope showing there. So I'm just going to take some regular Scotch tape. I'm going to fold this over and just hold this in place with my regular Scotch tape. On this corner, you want to be sure to get that corner all the way down flat. And then again, just lay it down, seal it with your Scotch tape. So this is what I have now. Fun, right? The next thing you need to do is use your tear-in tape. This tear-in tape, I believe, is $7. But it comes on a big roll. Here's a brand new one. It lasts a long time. But this is the adhesive I like to use when I'm making 3D items, like the little treat boxes or the curvy keepsake boxes, something like that. If I make boxes to put greeting cards in for a gift, this is what I like to use. And it is simple, just like it says, it tears. It's called tear-in tape. And you want this to go all the way around the back side as close as you can get to the 4 edges. And then you're just going to peel up the backing on each side here. The piercing end of the take your pick tool is very helpful for pulling off these adhesive backings. Okay, so now I'm ready to put this on my card front. And this card could be either vertical or horizontal. I'm just going to start with it like this. Okay. I have this for the inside of my card. I think I'm going to make this a vertical card. This is just a scrap I had left over. I cut off. So it's, what would I say, about 4 inches by, I think it's 3 3/4, I believe. And I'm just going to add some adhesive to the back of that. And I'm going to put it right up here at the top of my Whisper White cardstock. The Whisper White is 5 1/4 by 4 inches, and this is for the inside of my card. Now, if you want to put this at the bottom, you can certainly do that. But this little bit of Designer Series paper just adds a little more fun, a little more fun to the card. Okay, now I want to put this greeting on. It's your day, enjoy it. I love this because it's great for birthdays, but it would also be great for a congratulations card or graduation, perhaps retirement, just any kind of special day that somebody would be celebrating. And I'm going to stamp that with Melon Mambo. Actually, I'm going to punch it first, because if I punch that banner end first, then it will help me center my sentiment between the point and the left edge. I think that looks pretty good. And then I will pop this up with some dimensionals. Let me give it a moment to dry. Let's see who else joined in. Hi, Susan and Patty. Julie, good morning. Who else did I miss? And I saw Sharon and Leah. But yes, definitely do comment, because I will be giving away a card. You know what? I'll give away 2 cards today. I'm going to make 2. I'm going to give 2. I gave away 2 Wednesday nights, so we'll just keep it going the rest of the week, right? And I'm just going to add my sentiment to the outside of that shaker card. If you're just joining me in the last few minutes, when the live is over, I'm going to make 1 more card so you can see the technique. But you might want to go back and watch the replay from the beginning later. Okay, so let's make 1 more. So this is decorated on the outside. Now, if you want to add balloons, a little flower, anything else, certainly do that now. Hey, let's do that. How about this little flower punch with some Melon Mambo? It'll be a fun little accent. I love my punches. Absolutely love my punches. I think for this very reason that you just saw, it's just a quick, fun way to add some more interest to your card. And on this, I want to put, I'm going to put a gold gilded gem on there, because I think that will look really cool with the gold and other color sequins we have going. Oh yes, love it, love it. Okay, so there's my finished shaker card. Again, this is something I learned from a demonstrator presentation at On Stage at Home last week, and I love it, love it. And it's using our clear envelopes. So for my second card, I'm using Granny Apple Green, again, standard size, card base, 5.5 by 8.5, score it 4 1/4, and fold in half. I have this piece of Whisper White for the inside. I'm going to go ahead and add that now. I have an extra little piece of Designer Series paper I cut off one end. So I'm just going to use that right here. Again, just a fun little accent for the inside of your card. And then this is what I have left. So I'm using the, and Patty, you will love this. It's so easy. Leah, Julie, don't you all agree that this is so easy? A great easy way to make shaker cards. So my Designer Series paper from the Artistry Blooms pack is 5 1/4 by 4 inches. I'm just going to stick it inside my clear envelope, and I want to push it so it's all the way to the back fold and meets up with the bottom of the envelope. Okay. And for this one, I'm going to add a bunch of this fun gold, silver, white. And then I'm going to add some of the green mix as well. A little bit of that. Somebody, Julie, somebody just said that green is their favorite color. So I'm glad. This green in particular, Granny Apple Green, well, does make me think of Granny Smith apples, which sound really good right now, like an apple crisp or something. But it also makes me think spring. And, you know, this is that time of year in the Midwest where today happens to be sunny in Columbus, Ohio. But it is that time of year where we can have lots of gloomy days. So believe it or not, it's November 13th and I'm going out to mow my grass again. I hope this will be the last time of the season, but we shall see. Okay, so once you have that all in and you've sealed the envelope, be sure that you fold back the excess part of the envelope and just, oops, seal it down in place with some regular Scotch tape. I was thinking when I was getting ready for today's live that I wish I could do a Facebook Live every day. I suppose I could, but there are other parts of my business I need to work on as well. But I thought, you know, it's one of those things, just so many ideas, so little time, so many products, so little time. But I guess 3 Facebook Lives a week is pretty darn good. Okay, and now I need my Terran tape. And by the way, all of the products I'm using today are in our annual catalog. I stepped away from the holiday catalog for today's live, just to change things up a bit. But of course, if you've been watching, you know how many holiday things I just love creating with. But I don't want to forget about my annual catalog and all the great products in there. Now I'm just going to use my take your pick tool to pull up the ends or edge of that adhesive backing. As I said earlier, I like to use Terran tape for all of my 3D projects, favors, treat boxes, that sort of thing. But I also like to use it on something like this, where that plastic would be a little difficult to adhere with our regular adhesives. I think I just saw a question pop up. Yes, Susan, the clear envelopes are in our catalog, and I believe they are listed with the medium, Whisper White, and Very Vanilla envelopes. Let me see if I can find them. Yes, clear envelopes are on page 153. 153. There's Very Vanilla, Whisper White, Clear. You get 50 of them for $6, so it's a really great value. So, and this is just another fun way to use those clear bags instead of just for storing my finished cards in them to keep them clean. I've also used the clear envelopes to make like little mini scrapbooks, almost like a brag book, maybe for a new grandma or something like that, a new dad. And we'll add that. How about if we add some balloons? I've got a DSP that coordinates with that, but has a little pattern in it. So let's go with this. And I'll add a little string also. This is my Whisper White or White Baker's Twine. It is retired, but it's left over and I need to use it up. And this is one of my favorite ways to use Baker's Twine. I just put a little glue dot on the bottom back side of my balloon. I'm going to place the end of the Baker's Twine over that glue dot and then cut off. I'll do the same thing with the small one. And then I'm going to add them to my card front with dimensionals. Now when I do this, I do like to go over the end that you glued to the back of the, or secured to the back of your balloon with the glue dot. I still put one dimensional over that area, just another way to secure that string. It should be fine without it, but just in case, a little extra insurance. Okay, and now I'm ready to arrange my cute little balloons here. How about like this? And then something I like to do is either, like I did on my first card, I tied a little bow, pulled my strings tight, and then put the bow on top with a little glue dot. This I'm going to try something different, which I've done in the past, so hopefully it will come out, whoops, just fine, so I can show you. I just want to tie a little knot in these two strings. You know, so those balloons don't get away. Were you ever a kid or had kids and they're holding the balloon and they don't want you to tie it to their wrist? They're gonna hold it, and then you go to get in the car and whoop, the balloon takes off. That's what it makes me think of. So there's that card. Super fun and festive, super easy, right? Okay, one thing I wanted to mention is that I said on my first card that I actually stamped the sentiment right onto the DSP. So that's what I'm going to do now. Most of the green in here is Granny Apple, but I want to go a shade darker when I stamp, just so it shows up well. So I'm using Garden Green now. And this is going to be a horizontal card again. Yep, I think that shows up great. Very nicely. Okay, I'm going to add this to my clear envelope. Remember to check that the open flap is on top so that when you seal it and close it, the flap will be on the back. You don't want that showing on the front. Push that DSP all the way in and then add your sequins. Again, I'm going to use the gold, silver, white mix as well as some of the green mix. The last time I used the sequins for everything was for my Festive Corners shaker card class to go. So you can see it's already gone a long ways. I made more shaker cards to send to the littles. Just really have enjoyed using that. Oh look, I have one red one and one pink one in there. Well, I'm gonna leave them. That does happen. If you're real picky, you could always pull those out, but yeah, I'm gonna leave it. Give people a little more something to talk about, right? Oh, Sharon, thank you for mentioning the black worktop. I've just switched to this week, and I thought I'm going to try it out and see how it goes. And I have gotten very good responses from doing that. People are saying it's much easier to see the projects. I also think things are staying in focus a little bit better than when I was working on the grid paper. So thank you for your feedback. I really appreciate that. I think you're right. It's the contrast that helps give a better picture. All right, so my envelope is all sealed and folded over. I now need my, where to go? Here it is. Now I'm going to add my tear and tape to each of the sides. And think of how quickly, we started just after 11. And I've been talking, I've been showing, and I still have made 3 cards in 30 minutes. So even without all the talking and showing, you can definitely make one of these cards in 10 minutes. Simple. Of course, it's going to take more time if you make it more elaborate, but I think you can make a very nice card. Very nice shaker card for a celebration in just a few minutes, which is nice. So keep this in mind the next time something comes up, somebody's celebrating something, or you just remembered somebody's birthday. Here's a card you can put together very, very quickly. There, that's fun, and I love the sentiment showing on the inside. Again, let's add some balloons. We'll use the other end of this piece of scrap. Who has the balloon punch? I just love this. And I'm not exactly sure how it happened, but somehow I ended up with 2. Bought 2 or whatever, I don't know. I should give the other one away. But the balloon punch is just fun for so many occasions. You could even use it for a baby shower or baby reveals. Isn't that a big thing now? And they've got the balloons filled with pink and blue confetti. So that would be another fun use for a card like this. Again, when you're adding the dimensionals to the back, put 1 over the end of that baker's twine. Susan says she has the balloon punch and loves it. Oh, Vicki, I've convinced you you need it, right? I think we're all good at helping each other do that. Sometimes I'll look at a stamp set and I think, I really don't need that. It's cute, but I don't know if I'll use it. And then you start seeing ideas and something catches your attention. And then you see another one and that catches your attention. And before you know it, you feel like you have to have it too. Just like I said at the beginning, so many ideas, so little time. I was thinking maybe I'll put that on the corner. Yeah, don't know if I like that. So I'll just stick with my usual strip of DSP on the side. Okay, so to review, to make these fun shaker cards, you can use the sequins for everything. We also have snowflake sequins and other embellishments that you can use depending on the stamp set and designs and occasion that you're making the cards for. On this one, I stamped directly onto the DSP and then just decorated with the balloons on top. On this one, I left the DSP plain when I put it into the clear envelope, and then I stamped my sentiment to decorate the front along with a couple of balloons. This card is fun, isn't it? Just the colors, bam. Add a little punch something, also adds to the fun of your card. Add some DSP there, and then here are my two samples. This with the whale I think is so cute. And again, the whales were punched using my whale builder punch and what's the name of that paper? Let's see here. It is called Whale of a Time. There you go. So the Whale of a Time DSP and the whale builder punch. And I thought those just were fun little accents. Pulled in some other products outside of the Artistry Blooms DSP. And then this one, lastly, and again, the sentiment is stamped on the DSP and a fun little balloon inside. Okay, so who is ready to win some cards? I will give away 2 of the cards I made today. We'll just go like that. And oh, I'm so glad you all love the cards. Yay. I think they're so fun. They're just so fun. And they're easy. I like things that are fun and easy, and you know, you get as much enjoyment out of making them as you do sending them, and that the person who receiving them enjoys. Thank you for being with me today. I hope you enjoyed learning how to make this variation on shaker cards, and I hope you will give it a try. All of the products I used are in our annual catalog. All the punches, the Artistry Blooms Designer Series paper, the card stocks, the inks, and the clear envelopes are all in the annual catalog. If you have trouble finding those, just shoot me a message and I will get right back to you as soon as I can. Have a great Friday. Make this Friday the 13th a great day for you and your family, and have a very good weekend. I will be live again on Monday here on Stampin' Peace at 11 a.m. So I will see you then. Bye-bye.